Hello there, guys. Welcome back to another episode of E&Ftv. Today, as you would have probably seen by the display in front of me here, we're back with another Hot Wings challenge. Today, we are with Regis Morin, who is a senior commercial leader within the hospitality space, and of course, has been nominated by the amazing Catt McLeod. So, Regis, thank you so much for joining me, mate.
Thank you for having me.
You can thank Catt for this.
Yeah,
So
I'll have a
as
word with her.
so as you would have found out from my post, you of course been nominated to do the Hot Wings challenge. As everybody knows, if you've watched this series before, we have 7 hot sauces, 7 wings, and 7 questions. Regis will be going through each of the questions, and there'll be a hotter sauce every single time, all the way up to the absolute hottest one right at the end. It's always a good bit of fun. It's here to bring you a bit of, if you like, comic relief, something to laugh at while you're at your desk or whatever. So we really hope that you enjoy the episode and get ready for a lot of tears, runny noses, and probably full-on headaches. So, Regis, before we get
Yes,
into it, we just need to do a couple of safety checks, as we do. Do you have your milk?
I have a big glass of milk right here.
Good stuff. Do you have your water?
I have an even bigger glass of water.
Have you got a spare? Have you got a load more just to be able to top it up if you need
And
to?
I've got a
Good.
bottle as well.
And finally, do you have your paper towel or kitchen roll or
Yes,
anything like that? Good.
I've got
Fine.
some cut to pieces and some ready here. So yeah,
There we
ready.
go. He's prepared. He's prepared. So,
Okay.
as you would have heard, Regis, you know the rules. You know what we're going to be doing. Quick question though:
Yeah.
have you done anything to prepare yourself for today's challenge?
I've watched internet and looked at the list of the hottest chili peppers. I think I frightened myself to death basically, and I probably shouldn't have done that. So yeah, I mean, prepare no, worried myself. Yes, I managed to do that.
Glad to hear it. Well, I have no doubt that both of our faces are going to get incredibly red, even more than mine is now, throughout this process. So I think without further ado, let's kick it off, shall we? First
Yeah.
question. Before we have our first question, we have our first wing. So go for it. For anybody that's wondering, the first hot sauce is red hot wing sauce. So buffalo, the original. Mm.
Is that to prepare us gently?
Mm.
Okay.
I like that one. That's good.
Mm.
Right. Regis, give
Yeah.
us a snapshot of your career to date and your proudest moment.
So all my life spent in the hotel industry.
Yeah.
And I fell into that by chance, really. I came to England many years ago when I was 19, looking for a job, and I started to carry luggages in
Okay.
at the St. Giles Hotel. I don't know if you know it. It used to be the
Yes.
YMCA. No, so I was there for quite a while, and then I was looked after by an amazing lady called Cynthia Peters, who made me go to college and
Mm-hmm.
made me go to the back office to do reservations and stuff like that.
Sure.
So that's how I fell into it, and then pretty much a lot of operational role with brands, such as Millennium and Copthorne, Thistle. And then about 12, 15 years ago, I decided that I wanted something completely different.
Okay.
So I went back to France for about 3 years in a ski resort to open a couple of hotels. So I don't know if you
Right.
worked in a ski resort before, but
No.
basically you're the general manager, you're the sales guys, you're everything. Okay.
Right.
But it was quite, it was very interesting. And then slowly I fell into all the revenue management and technology part of the hospitality.
Yeah.
And that got me to travel quite a bit with with a few roles. So I ended up going, in Malaysia, Thailand, Kenya, Dubai, and places like that, which was pretty good. But yeah, 30 years plus now, which is
Amazing.
can't quite believe it's gone that fast.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And your proudest moment to date?
I think it's not necessarily the proudest moment, but it's something that definitely was an achievement.
Hmm.
When I worked for Queensway, we started the Tune brand, which was
Yes.
something owned by Tony Fernandez. You know, it was a sidekick of AirAsia. And we were the first hotel in Europe, the first Tune hotel. And that was a building which I think was purchased at the time for about 3 million or something like that. And then you forward 10 years later. So we were Tune for about 5 years. And then we launched Ponte Hotels. And that 5 years later, 10 years later in total, the whole portfolio was sold to Tristan Group for £500 million. And you know, we were part of that journey with the Givrage family, Nick Givrage and Joe Stenson. And yeah, I mean, that's a real proud moment of my career. Probably the best years of my career so far, I would say.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Regis.
That's right.
Just to give people a bit of an idea of who you are and what your background is. But to be honest with you, from what I understand, there's a lot of people that know you.
Yes.
All right. I mean, the next wing is this sinister black habanero sauce.
Right.
Here we go.
Is that a lot stronger?
I'd say it does step up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Not too bad. It's not too. It sort of creeps on you a little bit.
It's got a weird taste, like a bit like charcoal almost.
Yeah, almost. Exactly.
Not that I eat charcoal, but you know.
The thing with this one though is it will creep up on you, so it will continue to grow until it becomes. Then you realize. So you may start feeling a bit of a heat on your tongue, and then it's going to start going all the way back to your throat. So the next question: what do you love about the hospitality industry?
I mean, aside from all the, first of all, the hospitality industry just changes all the time. You know, when I think about how we used to take reservations in hotels and how we used to check people in, you know, I mean, I was involved at the beginning. You know, we had cards. You know, we were putting cards on I can't remember the name of it, but you know, we were putting little cards with names on it. To now, you know, everything being delivered at the moment someone makes a booking. You know, a minute later, the booking's in your PMS. So the technologies, but the people as well. I mean, most of my very close friends I met in the hotel industry. You know, and a lot of them have gone now. They're back in France or Australia or whatever. But yeah, I mean, as you said earlier on, I know a lot of people, and that's the beauty about the hospitality industry. You do get to meet some really, really interesting people.
Yeah.
And some famous people if you're lucky.
Yes.
You get to travel, you know, and and some great friends. You know, so,
absolutely.
In fact, my wife was working in the hotel industry, and that's how we're working together in reservations.
You know what? I know a couple of people where that's happened, where they've ended up working together and then became in a relationship and then got married at a later date. So yeah, it seems to be a beautiful environment to be able to meet amazing people, and sometimes the loves of your lives. So
no, exactly. So yeah, great times, and may it continue, you know, a lot longer.
No, absolutely love that. Right, next one is this Amarillo Mexican hot sauce. Now this one, I remember it actually being quite tasty. So if you like spicy food, but you also like something with a really nice taste to it, it's actually pretty good. So let's give this one a go.
I think, did you have it with your son?
Yes.
This one. And I seem to remember he said the same thing. So let's see.
Yep.
Tastes better than the second one, for sure.
Yeah. Again, this one, it does creep, and it's certainly there. So we're getting into the latter end of these in a moment, and it's gonna prove. Okay. So the next question: what brought you to your love of traveling? Because anybody that I told you, didn't I? Everybody that watches this always has this question: are they actually that hot? I'm telling you now, they are.
Yeah, that one's starting to. I can feel it at the back of my throat. This one.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And you can see immediately that
Don't
my
touch
face
your
is
eyes.
getting
Don't touch
redder and
your
redder.
eyes.
So what brought you to your love of traveling? Because I know if anybody jumped onto your Instagram, they would see you
Yeah.
traveling all over the world, and you clearly have a real love of it. So where did that love come from? And I suppose what's been your favorite destination to date?
Yeah, I mean, the love of traveling, from a very early age. I mean, I didn't take a plane until I was 15 years old. My
Mm.
grandparents took me to Tunisia for the first time on a plane. And I suppose that started, the love of traveling. And then, when I started to go to England and to travel on the trains, and because back in those days, if you
Sure.
did like a Euro you had a Euro rail ticket. It was quite exciting.
Yeah.
So that's what started it. But I didn't. I went for my first big travel when I was 25, and I remember thinking, I've been working all this time, and I haven't actually been anywhere, that far out. And I
Mm.
went for my first backpacking trip at 25 to Australia and New Zealand,
Nice.
and that gave me the real love for it, and so much so that after that I did another trip when I was 27, 28, and this time I went to Central America in
Yeah.
the 90s. Now, I don't know if you've been to Central America, but Central America in the
No.
90s was quite, quite hot. It was, there was still the likes of Noriega and people like that in
Yeah.
government. So it was quite, it was good, but you had to be careful where you were going and what you were doing.
Sure.
And then I went backpacking again in Southeast Asia, went back to Australia. So that gave me the love for travel. And of course, that just stayed with me. I mean, we've
Mm.
we've worked, as I said, working with Queensway. We did go to Thailand and Malaysia, and we opened a hotel in Kenya also. So that's what started it, and it's never stopped. Now I just adore it. I mean, so much so that my wife and I have just decided that we're going to try a travel franchise also on the side to see how that works.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's very. No, I love traveling. And any excuse to get out and go on the plane, even for
Yeah.
just a weekend, I'm off. So, favorite country. So that's favorite country is a weird one because
Mm.
whenever someone asks me that question, I always have two in mind. The
Okay.
first one for the raw beauty um, of the mountains and the changes in weather and like the sea, the mountains, and all that. New Zealand. I think New
Yeah.
Zealand is absolutely gorgeous. So if you
Right.
go, I don't know if you've been to New Zealand.
Never want to though. I definitely want to.
New Zealand is so beautiful. If you're right at the top, it's subtropical, and if you go right at the
Right.
bottom, it's like Inverness in the middle of winter. I mean, it's that cold.
Right.
So New
Right.
Zealand is great. And then another place which I really enjoyed in my backpacking days was Guatemala. And at the
Oh
time, I
wow.
was quite
Okay.
raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Guatemala is an amazing country. Lots of mountains, lakes. The food is great.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of local population. The Maya are still represent about 70% of the population there.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, it's absolutely amazing. There's a town called Antigua where there's like hundreds of plus churches. For a very small town, it's very colorful. It's really, really beautiful. So New Zealand and Guatemala, they get my vote.
The absolute okay, the absolute tops. And what this is a bit of a off the cuff one, but where would you
Yeah.
love to go that you haven't been yet?
Um, I think Indonesia, but not just
Yeah,
Bali, because everyone tends to go to Bali. I'd
yeah,
like to go to Jakarta. Jakarta is supposed to be
yeah,
an amazing city.
yeah.
Java. I'd love to go and see the Komodo, the
Yes,
dragons. I was
yeah.
going to say lizards, but they are lizards. So yeah, I'd love to go there, but I think you just need a little bit more time to go to these places.
Yeah,
You need a
yeah.
good 3 to 4 weeks, or you need to work from home.
Yes, no, exactly that, exactly that. So we did, yeah. So I traveled around Bali for nearly 3 weeks, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. But it was also one of the first ones where I'd ever just gone with a backpack somewhere. So I'd always
Yeah,
gone to these resorts and things like this, but that was the first experience I've ever had. And it was traveling to lots of different destinations. I would love to get to Lombok. But an amazing experience that I had last year was traveling around the Philippines. So we managed to get to about 5 locations in the Philippines, again, just with backpacks. And it was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. Like you said about New Zealand, from a pure scenery perspective, it was breathtaking. It was breathtaking. I've never seen anything like it. So no, as I say, if anyone looked at your Instagram, they would definitely see that you are an absolute lover of travel. Okay.
Traveling.
The next one is...
Are we getting to the serious end?
Yeah, so we're right in the middle now. So this is our tipping point, if you like. So this is the XX extra hot pepper sauce, which is based on habanero. So here we go. So wing first, and then in we come with the question. Here we go.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to get hot now. It's starting to get hot.
It's okay when you first put it in your mouth.
That's it. Yeah, and then it hits, and then and then it hits you. Then it comes up, and then it will continue. That's the horrible thing about these last ones, is they don't let up. They will continue. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. If you had to be a Marvel or DC character, who would you be and why?
Spider-Man every day of the week. I love Spider-Man.
Oh,
I love Spider-Man from, and it's probably quite old-fashioned, but I read Spider-Man comic when I was a very young lad, and I watched the cartoons also. I remember, the Spider-Man song in French. I won't sing it, but I do remember it. So someone can challenge me next week, at WTM if they want. I can sing it in French also.
You're going to get that challenge because I'll be there.
God, I probably will. When they came with all the the new Spider-Man, 30 years later, movies, that was amazing. So Spider-Man, I just think it's so cool.
Love that.
Because he's just a normal lad, just get normal lad, normal student, just get beaten. Yeah, you said beaten by Spider.
Yeah.
That's it. And off he goes, becomes a superhero. So it could happen to any of us.
That's it. And do you know what? I think that was the beautiful thing about that particular hero, is that it could have literally been any of us. That's because it was so random. It wasn't like he was, the God of Thunder, or Superman coming from that's DC, but Superman coming from a different world altogether and had these powers. It was just a normal kid in school, and then it became something so much more.
Yeah,
and it's a really cool message.
Batman filthy rich with his big car. This guy is just normal dude, and he becomes a superhero. I think that's great.
I love it. Is your son into Spider-Man as well?
He was into Spider-Man, but I think he likes all of the superheroes. Now there's so many. I can't keep up with the sheer number of superheroes. But I like Captain America also. I think it's quite cool. Spider-Man.
I love that, and I love the fact that you used to read the comics, and now, it's progressed so much. You're right. He's a very, very good choice. Okay, this is where it is going to start to hurt. Okay. So I actually think that we've done it very well. Okay, so this is the scorpion pepper from Trinidad. Here we go.
Okay.
So for anybody that doesn't know how much I put on, there you go. That's all of that sauce. How shiny and red that it ends up being.
Well, I can feel it already as soon as it's in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm probably not as brave as you with the amount of sauce on there.
Oh, God. The thing about the scorpion one is, I need a fresh tissue. The thing about the scorpion one is it feels like needles. I know I say this in every time I do these ones, but I don't know what it is. It just feels like needles are pricking your tongue.
It's
Okay.
actually quite nice also.
It's got a nice taste underneath it.
I find it
But it's
tasty, yeah, but you can feel it. Oh my God, it's all around my mouth.
it's when you breathe out that it really hurts. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Something that a lot of people might not know is that you've been
what
one
were
of a few
questions for a minute?
people that have climbed Kilimanjaro. And what I wanted to
Yes,
know, where did the decision
yeah.
come from to climb Kilimanjaro? And what did that experience teach you?
Um, hang on, I need to think.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna I'm gonna blow my nose.
yeah, I think I need to blow mine too. Sorry.
Oh.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
that
switching
one,
to
there's
Bill.
definitely it's a step up, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where are we? Kilimanjaro, right.
Yeah.
So when I started with the backpack, I love it. You eyes are so
Yeah.
um,
Anybody ask me, it never gets any easier. It is
no,
not
I can
easy.
see that.
Oh God.
So yeah, Kilimanjaro, started to travel, 25 and loved it, blah blah blah. And then I got into this idea that I should be doing something a little bit crazy and different every year.
Sure. Yeah.
And so in '97, I did the London Marathon, and like a lot of people, they finish, they do the marathon, and I go, oh, great, loved it. I'll do it next year. Okay.
Yeah.
Me, I finished it, and I went, never again. And I
Right.
thought,
Okay.
I'm never going to do that again. Not that it was, I did it in a reasonable time. So I wanted to do something else. And Kilimanjaro, I saw something, I think, I did the marathon for charity for a start. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the same charity asked me if I wanted to do the marathon again. And I just said, no, not interested. So Kilimanjaro came up, and I thought, oh, hang on a minute, that sounds a bit special and a bit different. Plus,
Yeah.
Africa, and I looked at it, and I didn't realize how much training you needed.
Right. Yeah.
It's not so much because it's over a 6-day period of time. So you do 4 days up and 2 days down, and you walk 6-8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And on the last day, you go from the very last point where you can stay overnight, which is at 4,800 meters. You're right.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm good.
4,800 meters, and you need to go up to 6,000 meters, and then back down all the way down to 3,700 meters, and that's around 15 hours more or less. Okay, and you start at midnight, so it's
Right.
and it's cold and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so a massive challenge, but I loved it. I loved every minute, and
Yeah.
the amazing thing is when you get onto the rim of the volcano, which is at about 5,800 meters, you need to walk another hour to an hour and a half on the other side of the volcano, because that's where the real top is.
Yeah.
And a headache. But you know what I found really surprising there is that some of the people who were the fittest are the ones who struggled the most, and some who didn't look fit.
Wow.
Well, and apparently that's quite normal, But so yeah, Kilimanjaro, great. And the vivid memory that I have is arriving at 6 o'clock in the morning at the top, and we were lucky there was a thunderstorm, but
Right.
beneath us, so we could see the lightning
Wow.
and the cloud, but from above, it was just a weird spectacular, spectacular thing to see. So
Wow.
I'd encourage anyone to do Kilimanjaro. It's great.
And what do you think? What do you think that experience sort of taught you in terms of, the challenge, in terms of the dedication, I suppose, and not giving up? I mean, what
Well,
do you think
that's
the
it.
main
Yeah,
things that it taught you?
resilience. Because
Resilience.
when you go to the top, when you go to the top of Kilimanjaro, it would be easy to say, okay, well, look, I'm at the top, but I'm not at the official top, and just
Right.
to go back,
Right.
it could very easily just go, no, I'm not doing that. But because you're a group,
Yeah.
I mean, there were 40, 50 of us doing
Right.
it. And normally the success rate right to the top. So quite a lot of people, go on the edge of the volcano, but to go all around is about, I think it's about 10% from memory.
Right.
But out of our group, I think something like 50, 60% of people made it because you're a group,
Wow.
you're together, you're encouraging
Yeah.
each other. But yeah, no, it's great. Great place. And a great country, of course, Tanzania.
Yeah, of course. And again, I can imagine just from an experience perspective, just amazing. Absolutely just incredible.
Yeah. I mean, when you come back, it's you come back down and you have a jolly few beers, and
Yeah.
it is amazing. Amazing
Have you
experience.
out of interest as well, did you build any sort of strong relationships with the people that you did it with? Did you stay in touch with anybody, or was it just a case of everyone just sort of went
At
their
the
separate
time,
ways?
at the time, a little
Yeah.
bit. But as time went on, no.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think everyone went their own separate ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I probably stayed in touch with a few people over a few years, but then then you start
Yeah.
to have
Just
changeover,
life.
and you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't have the time to see everybody.
No, absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Right. The next one.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where it's just if we thought Scorpion wasn't fun, we're moving on to
Yeah.
Naga. Okay. So
Okay.
Jolokia. Naga Jolokia. Here we go. So
So that's
again, for
got.
any
It has five flames. What does that mean?
I just mean it very, 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 very hot. if
The other
this
one
one
had
down
five
here
flames as well.
had so this one down here that we thought was quite tasty with a bit of heat, that had two.
Yeah.
This one has
Yeah.
five.
Okay.
All right. And again, for anybody that doesn't think that there's quite a lot of sauce on there.
Oh my God! You see, look, I'm going to put a bit more because I feel like a fraud.
No, so there you go, guys. Bright red,
There you go.
absolutely horrendous. And then we'll go into the question. Here we go.
But,
You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. I got some bone.
Mm.
I was about to lick my fingers. The thing with that one, it doesn't hit you at the start, and then it really, really grows very quickly.
Oh, I can't feel my left side of my mouth.
Oh, don't have a stroke on this.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, yeah, it's like the dentist that's gone numb.
Yeah, it's that one's it's not it's not a little feat, that one. Okay, so what is your go-to comfort meal and why? And being French, I can imagine it's got to be good.
You're going to be horrified.
Go on.
So I have two. I've written two. So one real comfort, right? I love a pizza. I'm just a pizza
Oh, all right
person.
then.
That's that's comfort food. Okay, I love my French food and fancy restaurant and all that. But oops, sorry, I was going to use my fingers. But yeah, pizza. But my hangover food.
Yep.
And that's an important one. Okay, kebab. It's going to be a kebab.
Oh,
Really juicy doner kebab with chili sauce, not as strong as these little babies. No, just good. But yeah, a kebab. And some people might say that I've been, I've turned into a Brit, But
everyone's got their vice. Everyone's got their thing.
Exactly. Bit of jump,
I didn't expect it being Donna though. I thought you were going to say something like a chicken or lamb sheesh or something.
No, I just love it. I mean, I'm talking hangover. I probably wouldn't eat one just like that, I might have one tonight now.
To absorb all of this.
Yeah, exactly. Because I saw somewhere someone said, "Oh, actually, after the challenge, one good thing to do is have a beer." Apparently, a beer is really good.
That's a new one.
It.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
I think somebody said coconut yogurt or something, or natural yogurt, something like that. Yeah, everyone's got their own thing, haven't they? With spice. My mum always used to say, sucking on a bit of bread because it'll absorb. In my experience in doing these, nothing helps.
But you must enjoy it because you literally cover the whole chicken.
No,
wing,
trust me, I don't. That's more so people don't believe that I'm putting the least amount on possible or something like that. So for the record, for anybody wondering, no, it's not fake, and no, I don't put the bare minimum. Yeah, you just picked it up. So
I'm not as brave. Okay, I have to admit mine is not completely covered, but I'll play the game on this one.
Yeah, so this one.
Yeah, this one scares me.
This one scares me because it comes out almost like a syrup. It is. So be careful with it.
Oh, yeah, it really does.
And you can see.
Oh, it stinks.
Yeah, you can see the actual substance to it, the sort of chilies. So, for anybody wondering, this is the Carolina Reaper sauce. What was the hottest chili in the world? But I think that got overtaken recently.
Yeah. By X, something X.
That's it, Pepper X. There you go. You clearly did your research, didn't you?
Oh God, this one's
so.
Okay.
There you go, guys. Just for complete purposes. Here we go.
Yeah, hang on.
And then we'll get on to the question. But Regis, this is the last one. Congratulations getting this far. You've got through the whole lot. Let's do it. Let's go. Oh. Okay. That was difficult to chew and swallow. Okay. It's a difficult one, that one, isn't it? It's a difficult one. 1 second, guys, just before I carry on.
Oh, yeah. Well, that one is
apologies. Okay, here we go. This is fun. So,
oh God,
Regis, what is the best advice you've ever been given, and who gave it to you? And I imagine it wasn't anyone telling you to do this.
Never. On my mouth is like I can't feel it.
No.
Oh crap.
I'll give you a couple of minutes.
Yeah. It just burns everything inside your mouth.
Yeah. And for verification, Regis, now you're doing it. Can you tell the audience that it absolutely is true that these are the hot sauces and that they do hurt?
It is. Oh my word. I have to admit that this one, when you sent it, I was going to ask, do we have to do it? Okay. Because everything I read about it was horrendous.
Yeah.
I can't even speak properly.
No.
Yeah, that one is very oh God, yes.
And it doesn't stop.
Anyway.
It just keeps on going.
How long for?
A while.
Mm. Okay. Best advice. Oh, I've received so many. That was a tough one. I've received a lot of advice, but one which I'm not going to say who told me the advice, but if they see that video at one point, they'll probably recognize themselves. And it was don't beat yourself up.
Okay.
And the reason that came about was COVID. I mean, a lot of people lived COVID differently with ups and downs, and during that time, I did beat myself up quite a bit. Now, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Why am I not doing this? Blah blah blah. And yeah, it was a tough time. But look, it was some time for a lot of people. But the best advice that someone gave me is, look, don't beat yourself up. Accept who you are and what you are. And the moment you accept who you are and you don't beat yourself up every day over things that you can't necessarily control, okay, then it's okay. And I have to say that the last, year or 18 months, I've been pretty good. I mean, pretty fantastic even.
Good.
So yeah, very good advice that that person gave me. God, I'm crying, and it's not because of the advice; it's because of the kind of line.
Honestly. Okay, so great advice, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up.
People do, a lot of people, a lot of people do that. They go, oh, I should have done this, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have done things better. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes, it is what it is. You just need to accept it.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And I think we've all been there. We've all been there, haven't we, really? So no, fantastic advice. Right. I have one more question for you. There's no wings, no more wings, no more sauces.
Yes.
This question is, obviously, Catt nominated you for this challenge. Who would you like to nominate to do it next?
So I know I've got someone, and this is Liutauras. Liutauras, the managing director of the Zetter group hotel, who is a good friend of mine also. He'd be delighted to find out that I've nominated him. So yeah, good luck.
So call him out. You're officially nominated.
Yeah.
Regis, do you want to call him out? Name, whole name.
Yeah, I'll do it. Hang on. Where's my phone? Give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Somewhere. Shall I literally call him on the phone?
No. Just on the channel. Just name him.
Okay. So his full name, because it's very hard to pronounce.
That's all right.
It's a Lithuanian name. So full name Liutauras Vaitkevicius.
All right.
Okay. Liutauras Vaitkevicius, MD at the Zetter. You've been nominated for this great challenge.
Liutauras, with my teary eyes, I will be in touch. And we will see if we can get this sorted. But you have been named as a nominee, so we hope that you do take up this fantastic challenge. It's not as bad as it looks, I promise. But
it is.
Regis, I want to say a massive thank you to you.
Pleasure.
For stepping up. I know it kind of been an enjoyable process, but I hope that it's been sort of a nice one to sort of do, because again, it is a bit of fun. We developed this series to bring a bit of comic relief during COVID. It was to bring some fun and some light to a point where everybody was finding it very, very difficult. And due to the interaction, due to the engagement, this has continued, and people just seem to have really, really grown to love it. So Regis, thank you so much for being part of this series. It is a bit of good fun, and you've been fantastic.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I think I've earned your subscription by now with this challenge. So please do. Don't forget to like, Comment below. Let Regis know how he's done underneath the video. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are putting so much effort into bringing you really top quality content every single week without fail. And the way that we can continue to grow that community is with you guys supporting us. So thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.